Okay, everybody, I'm going to take you somewhere completely different today because I've got a little extra time and thought I would go up to the Inca site of Tambomachay behind me. And not only that, because you may have heard about Tambomachay, I'm going to take you up in the mountains much higher than that. So, show you all kinds of cool stuff. So, come along with me and let's have some adventure today. Once you check in at the control booth, then it's off the path, nice and wide, up to the site itself. It's a nice little walk, a little bit uphill, but nothing bad. And they have also built a sidewalk on the left side, which is so much nicer for people who don't want to walk on the stones or maybe even in a wheelchair. You can pretty much bet that there's going to be someone here asking if you want to take photos with their sheep, maybe a llama. It's a nice quiet path. The little village of Tambomachay is up above, and it is, to say the least, very rustic here. This little community, except for tourism, probably hasn't changed much in a long, long time. If you get a chance to step off on the side, take a look at the little stream that flows all the way down through Tambomachay and back to the entrance and across the highway. It's really pretty, especially during the wet season when there's more water running through it and there are waterfalls. But what makes it really fascinating is that there are lots and lots of examples of stone wall all alongside on both sides. Most people don't realize that probably every single river and stream in this region was at one time lined on both sides by stone walls that helped keep them from just plain eroding, especially during the rainy season. Most of the walls have very, very little remaining sections, but some are considerable and some, like right here and in closer proximity to Cusco itself, have been rebuilt over the years. You don't have to go far before you start seeing examples of the really fine Inca walls. This one has a fountain obviously coming out. You're likely to get bombarded by local people who brought lots of things to sell, and they really wear me out trying to sell different products. I get a kick out of people who on Facebook, especially people who should know better, say that the Incas didn't use mortar, didn't know how mortar worked, when the truth is probably 99.99% of the Inca walls that they built use mortar. When you get up to the main site, the first thing you see is a huge platform on the right that at one time was covered with some really, really nice Inca stonework on three sides. People like to go up there and get pictures, of course. It's an easy climb. I'll take you up there in a few moments. But the main treasure of this place is up ahead on the left. This is Tambomachay, the main site itself. There are four large niches on the top level, two on the far right that are really, really large. There are fountains coming down. People make a big deal out of the fountains still running, but I'll bet a lot of money that those fountains are running because the water is being piped in. This is the platform I showed you from down below. Some really cool stonework on three sides. Some of it's gone, but a good bit of it's still here. You get some nice views looking out over Tambomachay. As you can see, this platform is built on bedrock limestone, and from up here you get some gorgeous views, not only of the Tambomachay site itself, but you can look across the mountains where there are also lots and lots and lots of cool stuff over there. I've seen people there. Gosh, I don't think I've ever seen anyone up there except for local farmers. Okay, what I'm going to do is head up the valley. I have my drone in my backpack. I don't know if I'll go far enough to fly it because I definitely won't fly it around here close to the main site. It's forbidden here anyway, but it's just I don't do it because of respect for the site and for the people visiting. I don't know how well you can see the thorns on this plant, but they are everywhere. And you really have to be careful, especially this time of year when there are lots of leaves and everything's green, because they are quite well camouflaged if you don't know what you're looking for. There's usually someone up here sitting on top of one of these rocks overlooking everything, kind of a park ranger who keeps an eye on things, but I haven't seen anyone today. Could be because it's just the off season. Here's two of the locals. I'm sure their owner lives in the village, but I've seen these guys up here many times before. They're brought up here and left to graze. Kind of cute, interesting pic you don't see a lot of places. It's amazing how quickly you climb up out of the main site itself and head up the canyon. I absolutely love coming up here. As I said, I rarely see anyone, farmers, and maybe a shepherd or two. I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure of what that field is. I think it's potatoes, based on the flowers, but no promises on that. Can you see those lines of trees across the valley? What those actually are, well, they're lines of trees, of course, but they go alongside old channels. Incas built water channels all over this valley and countless valleys everywhere else. It helps collect rainwater, let me try that again. Helps keep the rain from flowing straight down and flooding and eroding the land below. If I sound out of breath, that's because I'm way over 3,800 meters, or getting close to 12,600 feet in altitude right now. That would make just about anybody be a little short of breath. But be honest, it doesn't hurt me that much. Even though I'm out of breath, it's because I'm walking in the mountains mostly. And I have to get up around 14,000 feet before I really start noticing that it begins to get difficult. At least as far as breathing is concerned. Hiking in the mountains is tough no matter what. Can you make out the trail that I'm walking on? The cool thing about this is this trail has perhaps been here for 500 or 600 years and still used by the local people and me. I almost went across the valley and climbed up over there, because that would have been interesting, because there is a large flock of sheep and a herd of llamas. Would have been interesting because I would have been just about where they're crossing the trail. All those fields on that side are plowed by tractors. On this side, I'm sure because there's no road coming up here, they're plowed by oxen, cows, pulling old-fashioned plows that aren't much different from ones used centuries ago. It's been a long time since I've been very far up this valley. It has some of the most incredible views that I've seen anywhere in Peru. It's one of my favorite places, and it takes you to places that almost no one knows about or has ever seen. As I said, all of this was lined with stone walls centuries ago, but lack of maintenance has allowed so much of it to completely erode. But there are still some Inca walls up here, and there's one extremely large site. No, I shouldn't say extremely, one large site. Just up above, about 20 meters on that limestone outcrop, is a shallow cave, which was likely used for ceremonies. Still has a lot of the Inca walls. See if we can get up there. Remember the thorns I showed you? Besides those, there are lots of cactus up here. Small little barrel type cactus that will ruin your day if you slipped and fell backwards and your hand landed in that. It's been many years since I first came up here, and it's still just as amazing and fascinating as it was the first time I came to visit. Now I'm going to take you up the little small canyon off to the right and show you some more cool stuff that I guarantee almost no one in the world knows about. Okay, to get there, wow, I don't really want to do this because I got to go through some serious spines. Oh, this is not fun. You have to go slow so they don't rip your clothes or tear your skin underneath. Up above, maybe you can see some of um, the retaining walls up above. Those are Inca. Across the little valley are more walls. I've been up on top of that hill there and haven't seen anything. I've flown my drone over it. I've looked at Google Maps photos from above it, and I can't find anything up there that the Incas were trying to protect, except they were just trying to keep it from collapsing and eroding and all the soil going down into the stream below. Well, I've seen livestock up here. Only twice have I ever seen wild animals. Once was a wild guinea pig, and another time was an Andean fox, which are extremely rare to see. Can you see the Inca walls a little better now? Why does no one know that, or almost no one know what's up here? Because you can't see it. It is so difficult to see. The walls are covered in grass. They're not very high anymore. I always like it. People on the internet say, oh, the Incas built earthquake-proof buildings. No, they didn't. There's not a single earthquake-proof or even earthquake-resistant building in all of South America. They were built to be maintained. Can you see this wall here? How easy would it be to pass right beside it and never notice it? This whole little canyon between the two ridges is completely full of walls and small buildings. This little building here always fascinates me. It's small, may have been some kind of guardhouse. It could be just a little place where the people that farmed up here stayed. The wall is slightly rounded on this end. That is very unusual. Usually rounded walls were reserved for places that were extremely important. The lower section here is also not natural. It's also a wall. I've been up above a long time ago, and there's some small walls up there, or remains of walls. So what it was, who knows, but it's got a beautiful view all up and down the valleys coming from both directions. Kind of flattens out here, and there aren't any examples of or remains of any Inca walls or buildings here. But just up above, maybe 60, 70 meters, is what's left of an old Inca road. I think I've got time, and it doesn't look like it's going to rain. I'll take you up there and show you the road. Someone's been up here not too long ago cutting the ichu grass. That's what this grass is called. It is unbelievably strong and can be used to make lots of things, including bridges. See this wall? Up above it is an Inca road. This was the original retaining wall. I'm walking on the Inca road itself right now. It doesn't go much farther, surprisingly. I'm not sure what its intent was. I know there's a lot of stuff much farther up, but I have a feeling this particular road wasn't intended to go there. It's possible its only intention was to come to this little lake here, this small cocha. I don't know how long it's been here, but it is a source of drinking water, definitely a source of irrigation water. The locals still use it on occasion. There are some channels coming out of it. There's tons of stuff in the mountains behind it. Oh, I wish I had the camera on, because I just saw a wild guinea pig run right across the path in front of me. Just 10 meters in front. It's only the second one I've ever seen up here, or anywhere in Peru, to be honest. I'm going to show you a little drone footage that I took. You can get a better view of the Inca road, of the ruins that we passed through, and the little lake that I crossed or stopped at. It is so wonderful up here in the mountains. People have no idea all the stuff that you can find just around the city. I mean, if I walked back to Cusco, it's probably no more than, I don't know, 7 or 8 kilometers, about 5 miles at the most. One day soon, I'm going to take you up there, up this canyon, and onto some really incredible ruins that are farther up that I guarantee there are only a handful of people who know about them from anywhere. Okay, I took a different route going in the opposite direction of Tambomachay, mostly because I'm tired of going through all the rough brush. I don't mind doing it to take you to places that you guys watching this have probably never seen. But for me, who's been there quite a few times, I don't need to cut through that kind of stuff. So I walked down the old Inca road that I showed you, and I met up with another trail that walks along the mountainside, and I'm going to make my way to Tambomachay, catch a bus to go home, and I'm going to relax the rest of the evening. Maybe edit this footage and put it up tonight so you can kind of see what I did this afternoon. This is the kind of stuff, if you're curious, that I do when I get a little bored. I'm not exaggerating. When I get a little bored, and especially this time of year when I think the weather is going to hold up, and it's been actually very nice this afternoon. Probably couldn't have been better for filming, but it's fun just to get out for a few hours, go up in the mountains, where I can't see another soul and relax and enjoy nature. So thanks for coming along with me. I'm going to call it quits now. I really appreciate you watching this video, sticking around till the end. If you've got any comments or questions, please leave them down below, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks again.